Hello, everybody. My name is Will Johnson. It's Unite America First. My producer's out this evening. She had another engagement, so I'm going to try to run this by myself. So you're going to have to bear with me. But I have some crazy stuff to share with you guys. Some absolutely crazy, out of this world stuff that personally, I'm still having a hard time believing it. I'm still having a hard time trying to wrap my mind around it, that this is actually happening right now in America. You're not going to believe it. I mean, because I literally don't believe it. Okay. What I'm going to show you first, I'm going to show you this clip. Now, this clip, I'm saving the meat of this video for the second hour of this, because I want you to stick around and see this. This is absolutely, literally, we are under attack. And if this is not proof enough, I don't know what else. I don't know what will be proof enough. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines, because I haven't opened up the phone lines in a while. I know the number's up there, but I'm not going to open them up just yet. I will open up the phone lines shortly, so I get your opinion on what's happening here. For what's actually taking place here is absolutely insane. And it's like, I'm not even happy about it that I've been talking about it, and I'm getting ready to show you that they're actually doing it. There's no reason for me to be like, oh, look what just happened. Please hit that share button. Share it to groups. What I'm getting ready to show you, to me, and some of you may have already seen some of this craziness that I'm about to show you. But what I'm about to show you is just completely, if this is not proof enough that we are literally in a spiritual war, I don't know how else to convince you. And if you're not convinced after I show you what I'm going to show you, you don't want to see it. You don't want to believe it. And at some point, I don't really blame you. I don't want to believe it either, but it's crazy. It's right here happening in our face, what I'm about to show you. Okay. So, but before I get to that, like I said, I'm going to say that. I'm going to show you another video. I'm going to show you a video here first. And this is the video showing exactly the hypocrisy of the liberal left, and to show you exactly how they blame or say that they every time they say that we're doing something, every time they say that the conservatives are doing something, the Republicans, they're the ones that's done it first. They're the ones that's doing it. So you're going to have to bear with me because my producer's out. So I'm going to play this video clip for you. And I'm going to show you the insanity. Now, I put this clip together from what I saw today on MSNBC. And they're so mad that Donald J. Trump is keeping his word, doing with the taxes. They're absolutely angry that he's keeping his word. I'm going to show you. Okay, let me make sure. I just wanted to make sure I'm coming through. Okay, let me just get to it, okay? Please, if you're on YouTube, share it. There is a share button on YouTube. If you're on Facebook watching this, share it. There is a share button on Facebook. This will be posted to Twitter afterwards, automatically. But let me go ahead and play this clip. This is the liberal left. This is how they act. Now, mind you, this is on MSNBC with Chris Matthews, where he's talking about the Republicans praising Donald Trump for being the president, coming as a good leader, taking the country forward, and they're complaining about it on MSNBC. As if they never follow up behind Obama when he was in office. But check this video out, okay? And then you tell me what you think about Chris Matthews and MSNBC, what they're doing here.
Accomplishment for the Trump administration.
Something this profound could not have been done without exquisite presidential leadership.
I would say to the American people, President Trump has been making history since the first day of this administration.
Well, Mr. President, I have to say that you're living up to everything I thought you would. You're one heck of a leader, and we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to make this the greatest presidency that we've seen, not only in generations, but maybe ever.
Now, see, me personally, I agree with those men. I agree with them. I'm a black man, and I agree with them. Because of Donald J. Trump, this country is actually moving forward.
Paul Ryan just said, how good was that?
Well, a year into his presidency, obviously little has changed for this president. He still relishes praise, craves reassurance, and seems incapable of letting any slight go, no matter how small. Let me finish tonight with the American president we're about to lose. Barack Obama is, above all, a fine man. Just look at him. Remember, Haile Selassie used to get the Lion of Judah, these incredible praises. He seems to believe it, but yet when Orrin Hatch, who's a man who obviously believes what he says, gives him this sort of almost religious kind of tribute. Is there a husband, a father that we would wish more as a model for our sons-in-law to have and raise our grandchildren? Is there anyone who carries himself better in word and sentiment and temperament and optimism? Trump says, good PR.
Okay, did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? They have the nerve, the audacity to talk about because we appreciate what Trump is doing, but then they talk, I mean, look how he's worshiping Obama.
Great stroke there. What do you think of that, Ryan? Hope. That was the word on that poster. It's the feeling he exemplified today in his last press briefing. He talked about being proud of raising patriotic daughters, about people being more good than bad, that at his core, he thinks we can be okay. Charlie, what was that photo up about? Why did they look at the faces? They were like North Korean soldiers. Look at all.
You hear him? North Korean soldiers? There are no North Korean soldiers that's sitting on the South Lawn right here. And have the audacity. I mean, they're calling the Republicans North Korean soldiers. You hear that? I mean, this is the craziness of the left, completely.
Smiles in unison, synchronized swimming. There's Roy Blunt. There's Al, the guy from Young from Alaska, and then Vice President Pence. They're all there just grinning exactly the same proper Republican way.
Seriously, the same Republican proper way. Really? When you make a statement, and they congratulate him, that's exactly what they're doing. They all clap. Have you ever been to a rally? Have you ever been to a conference? Have you ever been to a speech where they make a statement and everybody claps? That's exactly what they're doing here. And they're saying they're all doing it in unison, like they're swimming.
Let me finish tonight with the American president we're about to lose.
Listen.
Barack Obama is, above all, a fine man. Just look at him.
I get that they were excited. I get that they like tax cuts. But why do you actually have this ritualized fluffing of the Orange God King?
Did you hear that? He said ritualized worshiping of the God King. You know, I'm going to rewind that part right there because you guys got to hear that, because how disrespectful of these people. This is the president. This is the president of the United States. Listen to him.
I get that they were excited. I get that they like tax cuts. But why do you actually have this ritualized fluffing of the Orange God King? I mean, and I also understand this is an interesting, tactic, to keep him in line. But I had the feeling as I was watching this, like, do you understand you're doing this in public? We can see what you were doing here. I mean, this is great, Paul. You got your tax cuts, but have a little pride, just a little bit of dignity.
Let me finish tonight with the American president we're about to lose. Barack Obama is, above all, a fine man. Just look at him.
Obama is just a fine man. Just look at him. Are you kidding me? Listen to what they're saying. Complete hypocrisy right here in your face. Right here in your face. And they're sitting there talking about because the president is actually doing positive things. What did Obama do? What did Obama do? Obama caused division in this country. Obama caused division in this country.
Peter, we know, I've known you forever, that you Republicans fall in line, Democrats fall in love, but they look like they were falling in love.
Well, I think
Orrin Hatch said, I love you, Mr. President. I love you. Is there a husband, a father that we would wish more as a model for our sons-in-law to have and raise our grandchildren? Is there anyone who carries
Look, I mean, he's worshiping this dude.
And sentiment and temperament and optimism?
And what's so cynical about that is that we both know that Orrin Hatch doesn't feel that way.
Well, how do we...
Did you hear that? He called him Orange Hat. How disrespectful. This is the one president that I know for a fact in my lifetime that is actually doing positive things for this country, that's doing positive things for the American people, and they're completely disrespectful. Let me rewind that just a little bit because I want you to hear that. Listen again.
Sentiment and temperament and optimism.
And what's so cynical about that is that we both know that Orrin Hatch doesn't feel that way.
Well, how do we know that after watching that?
Because I believe he has figured out, as so many others, that if you pander, if you curry favor with Trump, you get what you want.
Okay. Let me finish tonight with the American president we're about to lose. Barack Obama is, above all, a fine man. Just look at him.
Actually talk to Republicans off the record and actually get their real understanding of what's going on. If Mueller comes out with some really rock solid evidence that he's broken the law, I think that these same people are going to start turning to Pence and saying, well, you know what, we have a real...
Oh, look who's that. Is that Eric Holder with Mueller? Is that Eric Holder with Mueller? And you notice none of them are talking about Fast and Furious. They're all talking about Russia, Russia, Russia. There's actual proof what they were doing with Fast and Furious. There's no proof with Russia. No proof. But they have tangible proof about Fast and Furious.
Conservative behind this president. This is why we have Mike Pence here. I don't think that this phrase in this TV is going to be that.
Your hope for the Constitution would work. My question is, will people like Richard Burr...
Really? That's what we have to deal with. That's exactly what I've been talking about. That's exactly what I've been talking about with these liberals and everybody else. Multiple people have been talking about the hypocrisy of the liberal left. Chris Matthews just pretty much Googled loving all over Obama as if what he did was completely sickening. They're congratulating the president for doing something positive for this country. They're congratulating him for doing something positive. And here it is, Chris Matthews on MSNBC, the way and you know what? There's other clips out there with other politicians and other people in the media, how they just Google-eyed in love with Obama. And they would have been doing the same thing with Hillary Clinton had she been president. Talking about she's the greatest thing ever. knowing good and well they are nothing but a bunch of crooks. Now, everything I just sit here and said was nothing I just made up. I just showed it to you. I just completely showed it to you. This is what we're dealing with in America right now. And they're trying to divide us based on religion, based on sex, based on nationality, and based on one's color. And if they could, they're trying to separate us, because if you have one person that's rich and one person is not, they're trying to separate us as Americans. It's not working, so I just do it. So this is what they're doing to us here in America. And I don't know about you, but I don't like it. I love this country too much. I just sit there and showed it to you. But you know what? That's not even the highlight of tonight's video. What I'm going to show you next, if it does not get you angry, if it does not fire you up, then and if you don't realize that we are in the spiritual war, then you are truly a casualty in this war. You are completely lost. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, and I don't mean to be mean, because I'm saying these words I'm saying to you. But if you don't get it from what the next video I show you, you are completely lost. Because when I first saw this, this video came to me from a gentleman that I was on his radio show out of Florida. And for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the radio show. Maybe my producer can find out and tell me what it is. And I'll tell you, because you need to listen to his radio show along with Ben Burkhoff on Frontline Radio on Wednesdays. But with this video I'm about to show you guys is so, in my opinion, out of all my life on this planet, has basically taken what's happening in America to the next level. And like I said, some of you've probably already seen this video, because it's already out there. It's already out there. And I just happened, and this gentleman, his name is Cliff. And he runs a radio station, and he just sent it to me asking me my opinion on it. And I said, oh my God, this is literally an attack on the people in this country and the people in the world. We are literally being attacked. And we are in the last days. And if this doesn't prove it to you, then you don't want to see it. Then you don't want to see it. Is that it there?
It's unotube.com.
Okay, unotube.com. He's the one that turned me on in this video. But I'm going to share the video for you. But before I share the video, now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to open up the phone lines just temporarily, so then that way you guys can, we're going to talk about the video just play about the Democratic Party, and then I'm going to go to the other video in the second half. And then after I play that video, and then I'll open the phone lines up. So right now the phone line is open, and it is 650-488-1076. If you want to call in and talk about it. I'm going to take, and these calls, and when you call in, please, I'm going to make them brief. So say what you want to say, and then I'm going to have to let you go. So make them brief, okay? So the phone line is open. Really quick, no longer than 2 minutes, because I want to make sure people can get in, because I know the hour's going to go by quick. Soon as I show you this other video, oh my God. I can't believe they actually produced something like this. They actually created something like this. But you know what? Let me go back to the last video I just talked about, and then we'll come to that one. Donald J. Trump is the first president, in my opinion, that has done so much. All right, let's go. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Alabama.
Alabama. What's going on? Make it quick for me.
Hey, prayer warrior Laurie is right here with you, brother. You hear me? I'm so proud of you, and I thank God for you and all you're doing. And I just want to tell you, God has this. He has sent us President Trump now.
I agree.
He has definitely sent that man to us.
I agree.
And just in the nick of time, too.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Destroy our country, honey.
Yes.
And what really killed me is our first black president took us down even worse than the two before him.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Black president.
Everybody thought that when we had a first black president that we were going to actually have positive change in this country, and he completely twisted it. He completely twisted this country. He divided this country like never before the Civil War.
I mean, I was born 61, so I was, you know, my mom was a Democrat back when Democrats were seen decent anyway, you know, and she was always for women's rights and black rights and everybody, you know, and she helped out Martin Luther and stuff up in Pennsylvania is where I'm from. And, I mean, just amazing things is I've seen a lot. When I was a child, I've seen a white woman get drugged up the road protesting for blacks.
You know what? It's crazy, but the Democratic Party has always been the leader of that. Hey, I want to thank you for calling in, okay?
Hey, I just want to thank you, honey, and tell you not to worry. God's got this.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. God bless. Thank you.
He does.
God bless.
And grab the popcorn. You know what I mean?
Yep. God bless. Thank you. Bye.
God bless, honey.
Okay, the phone line is back open. Go ahead and let's call in. Let me make sure I'm here. All right, 650-488. All right, there we go. Oh, I know who this is. Thaddeus. What's going on, Thaddeus?
You know who it is, brother. Hey, man, I just want to let everybody know that Thaddeus Dylan Alexander always has your back, man. I like to keep in on you because you keep it real, keep it lovely, and a lot of people like to think that a lot of black people are not on the same page as we are. I like to tell them they're incorrect. One thing I would like to say, being that I respect every religion and everybody's belief, that maybe Obama was a good man in his own eyes, in his own beliefs, but that does not make him a good president.
Right. I agree.
Action makes a good president. Action makes a good president. You know, I would rather for somebody to be not very tailored or cleaned up, that doesn't speak very well, that shows great action, than somebody who does no action, that is a very good speaker.
Oh yeah, I mean I agree. Obama was a good speaker. He was a very good speaker. He had a forked tongue for real. But you know, Donald J. Trump, he says stuff that people always complain, or he'll say something that maybe you shouldn't say as a president. But you know what? I like him because he's not perfect, and he doesn't have a problem not being perfect, and he doesn't. You know, I mean, he cares, but you know, at the same time, he's like, you know what? I don't care about that pettiness, and he shows us that the liberal media, the mainstream media, they're completely petty, and he plays them. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing, Will. You got to think about this. Only, 10% of us have law degrees and higher education where we're into those fields. So I think Donald Trump won because he can communicate with the common man. The common man that works every day, that takes care of his kids. You know, we understand it.
That's true.
I mean, I think a lot of people follow you. I think a lot of people follow me because I speak on your level. You know, we don't need anybody speaking over our head or creating legislature that using words that nobody used, that the 10% of the people in America. We are a group of America. You need to speak to the majority of Americans.
Yep.
Not just the people that are on your level.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right.
When I say level, I don't want people to get me wrong. When I say level, that doesn't mean they're on a higher level. Just because somebody has a higher education doesn't mean they're more educated than you are.
Right, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Well, hey, Thaddeus.
Absolutely.
Hey, I thank you for calling in. I'm gonna go ahead and get another caller in here.
Definitely,
and hey, I'll talk to you. I'm gonna reach out to you later on. We'll talk about Dearborn.
Oh, definitely. I
All
love
right,
you, man.
Take care.
Hey.
All right. So we got the phone line back open, 650-488-1076. I'm trying to keep them down to 2 minutes so we can get people call in. You know what? I agree. When I played that video earlier, I agree with those Republicans up there saying that Donald J. Trump is doing a great thing. And I wholeheartedly agree. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Randy from Texas.
What's going on, Randy from Texas?
You know, I just recently ran across your videos, and they're awesome. I love them. And I wanted to tell you that. But you brought up that we are in a spiritual warfare, and everybody forgets that Satan comes in as the Prince of Glory.
Oh, yeah.
He's the shining angel, and everybody forgets that. But as far as the spiritual battle, I believe that, the end times are here. So we're either in that period where everything goes in cycles anyway. So we're in that truth period and straighten it out. But I pity the next generation or the generation after that.
But you know what? And I agree with you. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I do not want this country to be lost. I do not want this country to be destroyed. And I completely see what the liberal left is doing. They're so angry right now. They're willing to do anything to destroy our president and this country if they have to get to him.
Exactly. I mean, look at what's going on. I'm a parents' rights activist. And if you believe in that the no-fault divorce did not hurt our country, you just need to look at our kids and look at what's going on with the millenniums nowadays.
Yep.
We have no parents' rights. We have no child's rights. CPS is getting bonuses if they take your kids away from you. And the judge in the case gets an incentive in his retirement fund. People need to look at these Social Security acts.
You know
they
what?
are not about welfare, and they are not about Medicaid.
Yeah.
They go so far past that.
I agree. Completely. I agree. Hey, I want to thank you for calling in, sir. All right. The phone line is open, 650-488-1076. You know what? Donald J. Trump is doing I like the man. I'm not going to even lie. I mean, he makes mistakes. He'll say stuff on Twitter. I'm like, okay, maybe he shouldn't have said it, but you know what? I like his Twitter. I mean, I do. I'm not going to lie. Hello. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, man, my name's Jesse. I'm calling from Minnesota. I just had a quick idea I wanted to...
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to call
Sure.
in here. Maybe to stop. All right. It'll stop here in a second.
Looking at everything that's...
Go ahead.
Looking at everything that's going on, I can't help but wonder how much of the issues that are going on are... Besides the liberal media and some of the stuff that the upper echelons are kind of trying to stir up, how much of it actually is a culture? Most cultures have had generations upon generations to develop what's right, what's wrong, what fits, right? And after the slavery and the freeing of the slaves, there was a culture that was developed that in a lot of ways became anti-American because it clashed with what was acceptable. So the family units and the job ethics and stuff of that nature. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't some racial issues in that, but how much of that culture is being held on to just to have that sense of self?
Well, I know that the Democratic Party, they have constantly, they've been wanting to destroy the black family more than any other family in America. And they started doing that with Lyndon Johnson, or even before him, actually. But they figured out that they could tell black women, specifically black women, that if you have children and you don't have a man in the household, that we'll give you government housing, we'll give you government assistance. And the best way to destroy a community and a culture is to remove the male figure, remove the father figure from the family. And look what's happening in Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, where you have some of the highest crime rates in the world, where you have these people killing each other over nothing, over stupid stuff. Some of them are just drive-bys. You're absolutely right. But see, that's the tactic of the Democratic Party. And I truly believe that they use like Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis. They are considered pilot programs on how they want to take the rest of the country.
Right.
All right. You got anything else?
Right. Yeah, but we don't have enough time.
Okay. Hey, I thank you for calling in.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you, sir. God bless. All right, we're back open. 650-488-1076. If you want to call in. What's happening in America and what they're trying to do and is beyond where it should be going. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Will.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. What do you got for me?
Hi, it's Gail in Colorado.
What's going on?
Hello.
Can you not hear me?
Hi. I can hear you. How are you?
Okay. Make sure your computer's off and just talk to me because if you're hearing a delay, it's gonna mess with you. So let's go ahead. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. One, I'm thrilled to finally talk to you. This is Gail in Colorado. I think we end up IMing a good bit, but I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with what you do, what you put out. It's awesome. I'm still trying to get the computer cut off. You know, we've talked about this before. You know, I grew up in the 50s and 60s in the South, so you're right on with the things you say and the divisiveness that Obama caused. And I, like you, have overcome voting Democrat and voting Obama in. I was an ER nurse, and I knew we needed health care reform. And so I didn't realize just the disaster that could be made. And, you know, when I hear people talk about single payer and the things that we're turning over to the government, you know, and I just wonder how many people don't realize the more we turn over of our lives. And I look at the Facebook.
But you know what? I agree, but that's what the Democratic Party wants. The Democratic Party wants to control every aspect of our lives.
Exactly.
They want to control everything. I mean, they want to control especially, I mean, I'm getting attacked because I'm a black male. I support the president.
Oh, yeah.
I love this country and I respect the American flag. They don't like the fact that I do that. I mean, because they can't call me. Right. And what really gets me and what really irks me is that when they have the audacity to call somebody racist because they have the American flag and they live in America.
It shocked me after you did the interview. I watched everything you did in L.A. with the Palestinian group and the way that they turned on you.
Oh,
and, I mean, it was orchestrated.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had your Trump T-shirt on, and it was almost like, okay, black dude, so we're not going to look at his T-shirt. Or he's so dumb he doesn't know what his T-shirt says.
Well, my T-shirt, my T-shirt when I was in L.A., it said Unite America First on it. And then when they really started paying attention, they started asking me, what is the first? Why do you have to have the first?
Yeah.
And I was talking to one lady there, and I said, well, you know what? Imagine you have a house, and it has a busted pipe in it, and your neighbor has a house, has a busted pipe in it.
Right.
Are you going to fix yours first, or are you going to fix your neighbor's? And she just kind of looked at me. Well, you can't say that. I said, that's the same thing. We have to fix our busted pipe here in America before we can go try to fix everyone. Now, I'm not opposed to helping people, but we have enough issues that we need to fix here.
Exactly. And it was shocking to me over the course of the next day, the next 2 days, the next 3 days, the orchestrated attack that was launched against you. I mean, to the point where I saw some of the threats that were levied against you. And I'm thinking, okay, Facebook shuts me down when I post something military, when I post something pro-God, pro-Trump. And the things that were levied at you or anybody that defended you was like, what?
Yeah.
And I think one thing that's happened with the Trump thing is that, okay, not only do we have black pro-Trumps, you also have this group of 50s and 60s-year-old people that weren't on Facebook, and all of a sudden we're on there, and they don't know what to do with us, and it's almost like, okay, we got this group of people we don't like, we don't want them here, and it's like Facebook was starting to own the minds of our youth.
Yep.
Of everybody under like 25, and now all of a sudden they have us. They don't know what to do with us.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, I'm gonna have to let you go. Okay, we can talk more because I'm gonna go ahead and get to this other video. Yeah, thank you for calling.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm gonna play this other video for you guys, and if you haven't shared this video, this is the time you really want to share because I know all of you seen, Donald Trump going, and I just wanted to show you about Chris Matthews, and I wanted to talk about how the liberal left are a bunch of hypocrites. But this next video, this video that I'm getting ready to show you right now is completely disgusting. If you have children in the room, you might want to ask them to leave. You might want to ask them to leave. If you have children in the room, if you love, if you have children, I'm telling you, if this is the time you might want to share, okay? Share this video, because what I'm getting ready to show you right now is the main reason why I came on here tonight to show you how we are being attacked in America, and they're coming after our children. Okay? So, all right, now I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over. Now, if you look here, you can see this was on CNN. This is on CNN here. So let me go ahead and bring it over, and I'm gonna go ahead and play this for you guys. All right, here we go.
Well, with the Christmas holiday right around the corner, millions of people are getting really into the spirit with the thoughts of family and gifts and, of course, Santa Claus.
So do us a favor here.
Yeah.
Victor had a very good idea.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes with me and think of Santa and his spouse. Now open them. This is the cover of the new book. Is this the image that popped in your head? This is the cover of Santa's Husband, a new children's book that hit stores nationwide this holiday season. And joining me now, the author, Daniel Kibblesmith, and illustrator Ashley Quach. Good morning to both of you.
Hey, good morning.
So,
thanks for having us.
Certainly, thank you for coming in. This is new. Daniel, first to you, what inspired Santa's Husband?
It was sort of inspired by the...
Santa's Husband? Did anyone hear that? Santa's Husband. Who's watching this that's so excited about this? Let me rewind this a little bit. Santa's Husband. I mean, literally. If this is not an attack, I don't know what is.
Hey, good morning.
So,
thanks for having us.
Certainly, thank you for coming in. This is new. Daniel, first to you, what inspired Santa's Husband?
It was sort of inspired by the annual tradition we have in this country of pretending that there's a giant war on Christmas.
Pretending there's a giant war on Christmas. What is this? Is this not a war on Christmas?
And that traditional Christmas is under attack. So, among other things, we were reading all of the news about the Mall of America hiring a black Santa Claus last year.
Look at this. If this is not Satan at work, I don't know what is. Do not let your children see this crap. I'm sorry to be showing it to you, but I had to show it to you. Do you believe what you're seeing here? In my entire life, when I was a kid, I used to, with Santa Claus, oh, yeah. Oh, St. Nick. Now I lived in Germany, and I heard about the story about St. Nick. It was just a story for kids. But this is hideous.
And me and my now wife made a joke on Twitter that if we ever had a child, they would only know about black Santa Claus. And if they saw a white Santa Claus at the mall, we would just explain, well, that's his husband.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Let me rewind that.
They're in a heterosexual relationship, and they would teach that to their kids.
Yeah, he's in a heterosexual relationship, and he's going to teach that if there's a white Santa Claus or a black Santa Claus, a white Santa Claus is his husband.
I made a joke on Twitter that if we ever had a child, they would only know about black Santa Claus. And if they saw a white Santa Claus at the mall, we would just explain, well, that's his husband. And then Ashley and I knew each other from the internet and from her illustration already, and she jumped into my Twitter mentions and said, boom, new book.
Yeah, and it's out now.
Listen to this.
Everywhere, actually. So let me read a couple of pages here.
Look at this. Look at this.
Like any married couple, they have their disagreements, but they always manage to kiss and make up, usually over a plate of milk and cookies. I'll read one of the online responses, too. I'm African.
Kiss and make up over milk and cookies. And look at the image that they're pushing out to the children. Look what they're doing here. If this is not Satan in your face, I don't know what is.
American, my family collects Black Santa figures, but I grew up never seeing Black Santas in the mall or on TV. Now that my nephew is 2, he's starting to understand the idea of Santa, and this book lets him know that Santa isn't just the old white fellow he sees in the mall. The real Santa looks more like him, and that's kind of cool. Ashley, important for children to see themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Gosh, one of my favorite things about this book, and especially as it's come out, are friends that have children, that have families, that have not seen themselves yet represented, whether these are families of color or whether these are gay families with children. And
what does Christmas have to do with one's sexuality? Why are they doing this?
Just loved seeing the children interact with the book. They really do seem to get it.
Now, this is a lot for some parents. Some people may not agree with it. Let me read one of the criticisms here.
Now, this criticism is coming from a gay person, of all people.
I'm a gay man, and honestly, the book is pretty patronizing and obviously meant to take two sweet things, the image of Santa Claus and love between two adults, and use them as a tool to express a political opinion in a polarizing way, especially the news anchor scene, in the guise of a children's book. I find it overall patronizing. I'm a little disgusted that the authors obviously use homosexuality as a political weapon to make a political statement under the cover of children. Listen, the elves have health care coverage. They settle labor disputes. You address climate change. Rudolph and Frosty attend Santa and David's wedding. I mean, are you using a children's book to push a political ideology, Dan?
Of course they are. And he's going to get ready to come on here and say that he's not. Of course they are. Who believes that they're not? I mean, seriously, put in the comments saying, no, Will, they're not doing that. It's just love. They're doing it. It's the season. It's the time. I mean, it's all from a Twitter. They created this from a Twitter. Let's just do it. It's just love. I'm being nice about how I'm saying that. It's just love. Okay, listen.
Well, I think that's a legitimate criticism. I mean, I'm literally on the news anchor scene right now. But, that's just the world that we come from. I'm a political satire writer. So when, I have the opportunity to write a book, these are the things that I care about and that I'm interested in. My only real response to that, I think, is that we're trying to put a net positive into the world and contribute to a vacuum of representation. But these are obviously our views. They're not everybody's views. And we're just very flattered that the response has been overwhelmingly positive so far.
Mm-hmm.
So how many of you are seeing this as a very positive thing here, the way they're going at children? How many? I really would like to know.
All right, Daniel.
I would really like to know on how many of you think this is positive.
Kibble Smith and Ashley Quach, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
I think people didn't want to watch it anymore because it is sick. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. So I had to share it. I'm sorry, but I had to share it. They're introducing one's sexuality into Christmas, which has nothing to do with their sexuality. Them pushing Santa Claus, that Santa Claus can be, as a homosexual. If this is not a spiritual war and you don't see it, I don't know what else to show you. And I guarantee this is not going to be the end of it. There's more that's coming. More is coming. More of this craziness is coming. And this is not even the tip of the iceberg. This is what's floating over the iceberg. What I truly believe is coming. And I've been constantly talking about how they're attacking their children, how they're attacking what's going on in America, how they're doing all of this. And I'm pretty sure that somebody, I wouldn't be surprised if someone might not even like the fact how I talked about that video. How I talked about how seeing it and how they're glorifying it. How they're pushing it on our children. It's like they're taking the ability for kids just to be kids, to play, just to learn, just to be kids. I don't know about you, but that video angers me. It's completely disgusting. All right, let me open up the phone line again. Let me open up the phone line, and you can chime in and give me your point of view on it. Maybe I'm just going off the deep end. What do you think? What do you think? Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Will, this is Mike in Florida, man.
Hold on, Mike. Let's see if I can stop that other ring there. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Nah, what's going on, buddy? Hey, listen, I appreciate everything you're doing. Yeah, the gay Santa, huh?
I mean, dude. I mean, seriously. What's your opinion on it? Good thing?
Yeah, I mean, my opinion is, I'm just wondering, you know, when the other half of America is going to wake up, dude, and say, you know, enough is enough. I mean, I've been thinking about this, dude. I watch you. You know, I love your show. You know, I watch guys like you. And the one thing that I never see anybody talking about, and I wish they would talk about, I have two kids, a 14 and a 6-year-old. And I'm constantly being mindful of how I raise them and how I put them into the world. And somebody might say, well, what does that have to do with anything? It has everything to do with everything.
Right.
These leftist liberals and the leftist Democrats didn't just fall out of the sky and land on our planet. They came from somewhere. They came from within, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody raised these kids and these millennials. Okay, that's where you have all your Antifas and, you know, your leftists, your haters.
But you know what's going to happen, right? Because they're making this into a this is a school book. This is a school book, right? I mean, not a school book. This is a storybook, a child's book for kids. And what they're going to end up doing is that they're going to your child, your youngest one, 6, is going to go to school, and you might have a teacher that's probably going to read this story to your kid. How does it make you feel? And they're not going to even,
yeah,
I'm willing to bet they're not going to even ask you for your consent to read it to them.
Yeah, I know, Will. And the good thing is, millions of us in America, that's why we homeschool, brother. I'm not putting my kids in that socialist crap. We've been homeschooling our kids for like the last, well, my son has never been to public school, and my daughter's been homeschooled for 3 years, and that's why. Because they're pushing their agenda in the schools now. I saw something where you guys had in California, one of the kids come home from school, and the father flipped out because they were teaching, you know, Islam and Allah and stuff in the classroom.
They do. I mean, they do. They absolutely do. They have one chapter on Christianity, and on Islam, it goes on and on and on to the point to where they want to convince these kids that Islam is the way to go. I mean, they teach the other religions, but they're like one chapter, or some of them to go a little bit longer. Christianity has the smallest one, but Islam goes on and on. You're absolutely right. But hey, I want to thank you for calling in, sir.
I appreciate you, buddy. You have a good day.
All right, take care. All right, the phone line's back open. 650-488-1076. All right.
Hey.
Hello.
Will.
Hold
I'm
on.
telling you, man, that has got my blood pressure up, man. What you just showed, that has got my blood pressure up, man. That is just sick.
Yeah, you know what? I completely agree with you. It's so beyond belief. I mean, it's ridiculous.
And you know, like you said once before, where's the stop sign to all this?
It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. And after, so I give you, once they get what they want, then they move on to wanting more. I mean, it's never stopping. It's never ending. I give you an example, like, you know, after Obama and the Supreme Court justice ruled that, you know, same-sex marriage is an okay thing and they can do it. Now you have it to where they've already started trying to bring in MAMBLA, where men can openly have married little boys and have sex with them. They're already pushing for that. And they're already doing for bestiality. I mean, it's not ever going to stop.
And, Will, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk about your other video that you showed, the clip that you showed about the Chris Matthews and them just, you know, blowing their load and getting upset and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, that just goes to show you how deep the hypocrisy goes, because if that had been Obama doing that, they'd be singing the praises and, oh, hallelujah, and stuff like that, you know. And they'd just be eating it up if it was the other way around.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. 100%. I mean, Obama for them. I mean, what was it? Was Jamie Foxx? And I was going to add that in there. Jamie Foxx calling Obama their Lord and Savior. I mean, I'm subject to believe he was being honest or being truthful with himself.
Yeah, see, that's it. Yeah, they have literally, well, who said that? Chris Rock said that. Remember that?
Yeah.
Chris Rock even said
Yeah,
that.
he said it too. Sure did. It's crazy.
And I also wanted to mention something else to you. There's a young man, he's like a 20-year-old, very intelligent young man. I don't know if you know him or have heard of him. His name is Zardrell McKnight, and he is a very intelligent young man. I wish you could talk to him. And he did a video earlier today, and he hit it right on the head. You know, people have criticized you for your skin color. You know, people of your own race have called you a sellout, a coon, and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And Zardrell says they need to look in the mirror because they're the ones that are the sellout. They're the ones that are the coons because they're in the white man. They're sitting there saying it about you, but yet they're the ones in the black man's back pocket.
Yep, you're absolutely right. They constantly do that. They constantly keep going on and on about me being a black person because I support the president, but I support America. And you know what? I mean, even though Obama was there, but I support the presidency. I didn't like what he was doing, but I didn't go out and want to and tear up stuff. I didn't want to go out and try to destroy him. I didn't try. The Republican Party didn't do it. So, hey, I want to thank you for calling in. I want to take some more calls before I get off here.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, take care. All right. Phone lines back open, 650-488-1076. All right. This is where we are in America, where you have these people. I'm going to take one more phone call before we get off of here. All right. Yeah. What's happening is that we're getting multiple people calling at the same time. That's why we get the ring, and the ringer keeps going. And I can only take one of them. All right. Maybe one day I can get the better system in here. All right. Hold on.
What's up, Will?
One more time here, I think. All right, there we go. How you doing?
Well,
what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Josh. This is your brother Josh calling from Clovis.
What's going on, Josh?
Hey, not much, man. Hey, you know what? This book doesn't shock me at all. Living in the state of California, this is already indoctrinated into the public education starting in 2nd grade. And people think that it's not there and they can opt their kids out of this sickness. But if you look at the textbooks that they're coming out with in the next year and the next following year, they actually include this into math. They will have a math question. If Johnny's 2 dads go to the store to pick up 4 apples, I mean, it's that sickening that they're starting it in 2nd grade. They're teaching it in 4th grade. There's so much they're coming out with that it's absolutely disgusting. And
it's crazy.
The only way people are going to stop it is people like us on a lower scale, local level, get involved and honestly go to your school boards, get elected.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Use this.
You're right. I mean, they're literally attacking. And the way to change the minds of the people is to get at the children. Because if they can get at the children and they have the children thinking that this lifestyle is okay and it's the right thing to do, when they become young adults and become older adults, they're going to always have it said, well, it's always been here. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm entitled to have my opinion and say, hey, there's something wrong with that. Now, am I telling people what they should and what they shouldn't do? Absolutely not. See, that's where they get, excuse my language, butthurt because they don't like the fact that I disagree with it. But if you want to go do your thing, go do your thing. Leave the children out of it.
Well, yeah, but again, this just creates a normalcy. And when you talk to your child and now your child goes from 6 years old to 14 years old and you're not going through their school stuff and they see something and they're not shocked by it and you're shocked by it and you're like, what do you mean? Oh, Dad, we learned about that in school. That's a transgender person.
Yeah,
it's crazy. That's this. That's that.
Crazy.
And it's
crazy.
It's like you say, liberalness is a disease, and it's going to continue until we just stand up and we fight against it.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Hey, I want to thank you for calling in, sir.
All right, bud. Have a good one.
All right, take care. All right, let me see. What time are we at? All right. So, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Facebook decided to chop me on this video, what I just showed you guys and what I was just talking about. I would not be surprised because everything I just showed you, it's not something that I made up. It's something that they're actually doing, and I gave them my opinion on it. And I know a lot of people are not going to like it, and I expect a lot of people are probably not going to like it. But at one point in time, did I tell people what they should or shouldn't do? That's entirely up to you. That's between you and God. We are literally in a spiritual war, and we are in the end times. And for all this crazy stuff to be taking place, and they're pushing it as if it's okay, as if it's normal, or as if this is what's supposed to be. When Obama said change has come to America, this is the crazy change he was talking about. At some point, you're going to have to figure out that you're going to have to stand up and you're going to have to say enough is enough. I don't know how much you love this country. I'm putting so much on the line by speaking out. I'm putting so much on the line by just trying to bring awareness to what's going on. And I wouldn't be surprised if people have already seen that video. The way they're attacking me and the way they're attacking all of us. I mean, dude, this is literally warfare. And I'm going to repeat it one more time. Just because you don't see bullets and bombs flying everywhere does not mean we are not at war. The war is happening in a realm that we do not see, and it is affecting spirits on this planet. Your body is a vessel for your spirit, and you're walking around on this planet, and people are being affected. Liberalism is a virus on the planet, and it's not just consuming people in America, it's consuming people all over the world. And it's destructive. It is very, very destructive. I'm going to keep going on, and I'm not going to stop. As long as God is with me, I'm going to keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. And it's already tough. 2018 is going to be one of the most important elections in our lifetime. You've got to get out and vote. VoteThemOut.org. VoteThemOut.org. Please go to UnitedAmericaFirst.com. VoteThemOut.org. Everything you do, you help, contribute, goes right back into this operation to try to bring more to you. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody for clicking that share button, sharing it with your friends, your liberal friends, people that don't like this country. They need to see that we love this country and we're going to stand up and we're going to fight for it. And I'm going to stand next to white, brown, and black people that love this country and do what I have to. God bless you. God bless America. Good night. YouTube. Share it. There is a share button on YouTube. If you're on Facebook watching this, share it. There is a share button on Facebook. This will be posted to Twitter afterwards, automatically. But when let me go ahead and play this clip. This is the liberal left. This is how they act. Now, mind you, this is on MSNBC with Chris Matthews, where he's talking about the Republicans praising Donald Trump for being the president, coming as a good leader, taking the country forward, and they're complaining about it on MSNBC. As if they never follow up behind Obama when he was in office. But check this video out, okay? And then you tell me what you think about Chris Matthews and MSNBC, what they're doing here.
Accomplishment for the Trump administration. Something this profound could not have been done without exquisite presidential leadership. I would say to the American people, President Trump has been making history since the first day of this administration.
Well, Mr. President, I have to say that you're living up to everything I thought you would. You're one heck of a leader, and we're going to keep fighting. And we're going to make this the greatest presidency that we've seen, not only in generations, but maybe ever.
Now, see, me personally, I agree with those men. I agree with them. I'm a black man, and I agree with them. Because of Donald J. Trump, this country is actually moving forward.
Paul Ryan just said, how good was that?
Well, a year into his presidency, obviously little has changed for this president. He still relishes praise, craves reassurance, and
there's no reason for me to be like, oh, look what just happened. Please hit that share button. Share it to groups. What I'm getting ready to show you, to me, and some of you may have already seen some of this craziness that I'm about to show you. But what I'm about to show you is just completely, if this is not proof enough that we are literally in a spiritual war, I don't know how else to convince you. And if you're not convinced after I show you what I'm going to show you, you don't want to see it. You don't want to believe it. And at some point, I don't really blame you. I don't want to believe it either. But it's crazy. It's right here happening in our face. What I'm about to show you. Okay? So, but before I get to that, like I said, I'm going to say that. I'm going to show you another video. I'm going to show you a video here first. And this is the video showing exactly the hypocrisy of the liberal left. And to show you exactly how they blame or say that they every time they say that we're doing something, every time they say that the conservatives are doing something, the Republicans, they're the ones that's done it first. They're the ones that's doing it. So you're going to have to bear with me because my producer's out. So I'm going to play this video clip for you. And I'm going to show you the insanity. Now, I put this clip together from what I saw today on MSNBC. And they're so mad that Donald J. Trump is keeping his word, doing with the taxes. They're absolutely angry that he's keeping his word. Okay, let me make sure. I just wanted to make sure I'm coming through. Okay, let me just get to it, okay? Please, if you're on YouTube,
Seems
Listen to him.
incapable of letting any slight go, no matter how small. Let me finish tonight with the American president we're about to lose. Barack Obama is, above all, a fine man. Just look at him. Remember, Haile Selassie used to get the Lion of Judah, you know, these incredible praises. He seems to believe it, but yet when Orrin Hatch, who's a man who obviously believes what he says, gives him this sort of almost religious kind of tribute. Is there a husband, a father that we would wish more as a model for our sons-in-law to have and raise our grandchildren? Is there anyone who carries himself better in word and sentiment and temperament and optimism? Trump says, good PR.
Okay, did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? They have the nerve, the audacity to talk about because we appreciate what Trump is doing, but then they talk, I mean, look how he's worshiping Obama.
Great stroke there. What do you think of that, Ryan? Hope. That was the word on that poster. It's the feeling he exemplified today in his last press briefing. He talked about being proud of raising patriotic daughters, about people being more good than bad, that at his core, he thinks we can be okay. Charlie, what was that photo up about? Why did they look at the faces? They were like North Korean soldiers. Look at all.
You hear him? North Korean soldiers? There are no North Korean soldiers that's sitting on the South Lawn right here. And have the audacity. I mean, they're calling the Republicans North Korean soldiers. You hear that? I mean, this is the craziness of the left, completely.
Smiles in unison, synchronized swimming. There's Roy Blunt. There's Al, the guy from Young from Alaska, and then Vice President Pence. They're all there just grinning exactly the same proper Republican way.
Seriously, the same Republican proper way. Really? When you make a statement and they congratulate him, that's exactly what they're doing. They all clap. Have you ever been to a rally? Have you ever been to a conference? Have you ever been to a speech where they make a statement and everybody claps? Hello, everybody. My name is Will Johnson. This is Unite America First. My producer's out this evening. She had another engagement, so I'm going to try to run this by myself. So you're going to have to bear with me. But I have some crazy stuff to share with you guys. Some absolutely crazy, out of this world stuff that personally I'm still having a hard time believing it. I'm still having a hard time trying to wrap my mind around it, that this is actually happening right now in America. You're not going to believe it. I mean, because I literally don't believe it. Okay. What I'm going to show you first, I'm going to show you this clip. Now, this clip, I'm saving the meat of this video for the second hour of this because I want you to stick around and see this. This is absolutely, literally, we are under attack. And if this is not proof enough, I don't know what else. I don't know what will be proof enough. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines because I haven't opened up the phone lines in a while. I know the number's up there, but I'm not going to open them up just yet. I will open up the phone lines shortly so I get your opinion on what's happening here. For what's actually taking place here is absolutely insane. And it's like, I'm not even happy about it that I've been talking about it, and I'm getting ready to show you that they're actually doing it. I'm